Hi, this is Edith, Educational Technologist at Oregon Tech, and in this video, I wanted to go over the Home tab in Word and kind of just go over some of the basics information. And I will do one for each and every tab that's available in Word. They will be their own separate videos. So if I haven't covered it in this video, I may cover it a little bit later. So what I wanted to kind of go over is just the basics of what you'll find on your toolbar. So you have your paste option. One thing you can do with paste, so if I insert a picture real quick, and like I said, we'll go over these ones later as well. Oh, darn it. Okay, pictures. Let's go ahead and take the Oregon Tech picture. When you if you want to do a copy and paste, so you can either cut, you can copy. So I'm going to do a copy. I just wanted to show you the options that are available here. So I can actually paste, and I know that we talked about a preview option, and now you're seeing it in actual real time. And so there's two different types. Keep the formatting, or just paste it. The other thing that you can do is if I were to highlight this, and I just want the test. Let's try this again. I can copy this, and then I will get actually an extra choice here, which is keep text only. So I might even be able to select more than just the text and then just keep the text. Format Painter, I will have to go over that a little bit more. I know there's an option for that, and honestly, I don't really recall what it was for, so I'm going to come back to that at another time. Times New Roman, that's my default font. That's what I choose to use. So you can see I have all of these, and again, I stress, if you're going to be doing this for a class, to stay away from these fancy serif type fonts, and to stay with something that's similar to the Calibri, or even I think Candara, those type of fonts, easier for students to read, and especially if you have somebody with a visibility disability, that's helpful. Let's see, let's go ahead and go here. I'm going to move that. Let's try that again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And so I can highlight this, I can change my font, and then again with the preview you can actually see, let's go ahead and move that down a little bit more. You can see how it looks, so that you know if you like it or not. And again, you can use any font you want. I'm just saying for classroom purposes, try to stay away from the fancy font. Bold, of course, you know that. Underline, italics, underline. Strike through is good if you're doing something and you want to do comments on somebody's document. You can leave their text there, but show it as a strike through. You can change the size of the font. So if I actually highlight this, I can actually make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can also toggle the case. So I can go to sentence case. I can go to lowercase for everything. I can go to uppercase for everything. So you have all of these options here. That undoes the clears the formatting. Thank you. I'm trying to find a good word for that. So that's beneficial. If you did something totally disgusting to your words, that'll fix it for you. This is a subscript, so you can actually put a little bit of text under here. Perhaps you want to put the number 2, and I can actually probably highlight it and then do this. I can also make it up here, so it's like using it for footnotes or such. The other nice thing is if you want to do fancy words, you have choices here you can play with. You can do the outline, so you have these options, and I would recommend going through all of them. And glow is kind of fun because then it glows behind them. Then I can increase the size. I can highlight the text. So if I want to highlight it, I can come in here. So this will actually highlight the text itself. Let's go ahead and see if it clears formatting for all of that. It doesn't. So if you don't decide you didn't want formatting, you just go ahead and highlight and unclick again. And then on this changes the font color. So you have a lot of choices. One of the things that you might notice in most of the Office programs, you can actually click on this little box here, and then you have all your other options here. And I believe we kind of went through this on the options menu. And then here's your bullet list, so you can actually pick your bullet, or you can even define a new bullet. So you can go in here and find it. There's a lot of places you can go. I mentioned Webdings in another video, or I'm sorry, Wingdings. That's where you can find a lot of the fancy stuff. So if you want to make your paper a little bit more fancy, you can do a numbered list, and you can also define the number list. So a lot of people will add in more information. So you can change things here. You can start the font, the number at a different number if you want to say, you want to start from 1 or you want to start from 10. It doesn't matter. You can change that there. This is your listing fonts. So if you're writing a research paper or such, you have all of this to help do your subsections. So that's really nice, and you can also define a new one as well. Indent, you can decrease the indent. So if I highlight this text again, I can go this way or I can go this way. It's a good thing, especially if you're doing quotes. Not a lot of people know to use that, so that's kind of a valuable tool there. And you can sort your information. So if you're in a table, as you can see in the message here, and just be aware that anytime that you are curious about what something does, you can just highlight it, hover over it, and it will give you the information. Same with like this. So this is show or hide your paragraph, the hidden characters. So you can see I have paragraphs here, I have a paragraph there, there's space. So that's if you like to see what your formatting looks like, the hidden information. Left justify, center justify, so I can highlight this, I can center it, I can make it all the way to the right, I can justify it. Good for when you're writing papers. You also could do line spacing. This is always a feature that a lot of people have problems with, and I will show you a little trick about that a little bit later. I can actually fill in a fill color. So since I've had it whole highlighted, now you can see that it's all in there, and I could actually still move that within there. So it's good for if you want to do some formatting of a document. And this is your insert border, so I can put a bottom border on this here. You can also change the width of the border. So if you click on this, you can go in here and say, I want this to be a bigger width, and I can say okay. Doesn't look like it grabbed it right for me, but that's okay. That's how you would change it though normally. It does not change your underline width. It just changes like if you're in a table or you have a line, which is something I do want to bring up real quick. So I can create a line. If I do 3 hyphens and hit enter, I now have lines. So I can actually format those lines. So that's where that would come in handy. These are your styles. There's a lot to choose from. It's just basically how the document is set up. You can have all different types of styles. I have a tendency to stay with normal. There's other choices though. You may find that another style is better for you, so just know that you have that option there. Find, that's so you can find keywords within your document. Like in this case, I'm going to look for the word test, so it'll show me where the tests are, how many results there are. So that is very, very helpful. If you do an advanced find, you could do it this way, where you also have the options to reading highlight, So highlight all of those words, just find it in the current selection in the main document, find next. You can also go over to replace them and say I want to replace it with exam. So I can replace just one, or I can replace all. And I can say okay, and then I can say find next, and of course it's not going to find anymore, and then close. Or I can go to, and I can go through these options as well. And replace, we kind of went over that. It just gives it to you straight like here. So we can go do a test and say I want to replace it all. So let's do it backwards. I'm sorry. And find next. Okay. Yes. Replace all. And there you go. And okay. And then select. So you can choose a lot of things here. You can select objects. You can select all. So if you want to do a copy and paste, so you can see here copy, and then I could do a paste. And you also have a paste special, which is kind of cool too. So if you know how to use this part, great. If you don't and you want to know more about it, please let me know. And so you can also select text with similar formatting so that you can highlight all of those things and then maybe change them to a different format that is consistent. And then selection pane. So you can now see that I can look at my pictures, and they got me picture 1 and picture 2. And so that's basically it for the home tab. If you have any other questions, comments, feedback, all of that good stuff, I'd really appreciate hearing back from you. I will be putting this into a OneNote class notebook, and there will be a page there available for your use. If you don't want to email me personally, you can actually fill out that feedback paper and just put suggestions up there, and I'll go over how that's going to work in another video. So hopefully you'll go to my OneNote class notebook video to see how that's done. So otherwise you can contact me at edith.warden@oit.edu. My extension is 51730, and you can also Skype IM me. Thank you and have a great day.